Hey, third graders. So today we're going to talk about a really interesting, not too complex, and really easy to understand topic. It's called chemical and physical changes. And I know it sounds complex and it sounds big, but really it's really easy to understand. So starting out, there's one thing we really need to understand. And that's this concept called matter. So what is matter? Matter is anything that takes up space in the entire universe and has a weight. This glass of water has matter. The water inside and the glass does. Both of them, if we weigh them, are heavy, right? Same as this spoon. This spoon takes up space, and it may not weigh a lot, but it still weighs something. You and I are both matter. Any planetary body in our universe is matter. The Earth is made up of matter. And so this matter we see all around us. It's in the homes we live in, the schools we work in, who we are, what we eat. And sometimes that matter needs to change. It's important, right? When you and I eat, we don't expect from start to finish to have a full sandwich. No, we expect our bodies to digest the sandwich, eat the sandwich, nourish us, and then leave us. And it won't look like a sandwich, right? Anyway, it comes out. And so that is what we call a change. It's the change. That sandwich, that matter, was not the change, did not look like a sandwich when it came out. So how does that happen? Well, there's two different ways that can happen. And the first way is a physical change. And these physical changes happen not because of any complex process or anything, but because of two physical matters that simply combine into one another. So look at this sugar and water. You know what happens to sugar when it dissolves in water? Eventually, if I stir it enough, the sugar and the water, you can already kind of start to see it. The sugar and the water are just going to kind of look like the same thing. We can already kind of see it. You can't really see the sugar as much anymore, right? See maybe a little granules down there. But once we end up stirring it, it just kind of looks like cloudy water. That's a physical change, right? Because that heap of sugar we saw added to that water isn't there. Besides this little speck, and we just got rid of that, it looks like water. So that's a physical change. It looks different. It combined. It's different than its original form. That original form as sugar doesn't exist anymore. It just looks like water. But here's the important thing with the physical change, is that when I end up evaporating this water, all that's going to be left is sugar. So no matter what happens, a physical change can be reversed. A physical change would happen if I were to snap this spoon in half, or if I were to break that glass of water. All that breaking, no matter what happens, I could put that glass back together into its component of matter and create one original object that this already occurred from. Another change is in a state change. So I don't know if you know this yet, but there are 3 states: liquid, solid, and gas. And we can see this the easiest with water, right? Water that we drink is a liquid, right? And so I don't know if you can see this yet, but this is a boiling glass of water. Out of the top is steam, right? This is just gas. And so yes, this does not look like water. This steam doesn't look like water. So why would it be physical? Because if I made this room a bit cooler or put a dome on top of this would form something called condensation, which are little water droplets on the top of this dome. And really, that steam in the end would revert back to becoming water, its original state, making it a physical change. Nothing happened. No matter what happens, this water will always turn back into water. If I froze this into ice and thawed it out again, it would still be water. This steam, when I collect it, make it condensation, it's going to be water again. So completely reversible. And what occurs and what happens is not anything new. Nothing new happens in a physical change. Two objects may combine, like the sugar in the water or the heat in the water, but nothing happened. Now, how about chemical changes? Chemical changes produce what we call a product. It's something completely new that hasn't occurred and happened before in this set. Take this log right here. This log is made of wood and paper. When I light this log on fire, there we go. When I light this log on fire, you can kind of see some of it behind it. It's full of ash. And that ash is a new product. It's a new compound. This is not wood. It's ash. It's carbon. That's what makes up you and me. And that ash is not wood, and it's definitely not flame. So point of the matter is, a chemical reaction, and this chemical change of matter creates a completely new substance not before seen. And obviously this can't be reversed. I'm not going to turn ash back into a log or into a flame. That's not going to happen. You can't re-burn ash, and I can't push it together to form a fire. That doesn't happen. And so I know this may be a bit confusing, but really it's important to know it occurs all around us, third graders, everywhere you are. When you go and sit down at a lunch table and eat, you're experiencing both physical and chemical changes. You're eating something and chewing it, turning it into a new compound. You're pushing the food together until it forms a little ball so it can get down your throat. That's a physical change. But by the time it gets to your stomach and it digests, that's a chemical change. So your body can be full of nutrients. When you go out on a dark, maybe cloudy day and see the smoke and exhaust from your car, that's just heated up oil. That's a physical change and be reversed. All around us, everywhere, are physical and chemical changes that make up the buildings we live in, we work in, we play in, and really they make up the components of life. And so it'll be really easy for you to understand, third graders, and apply all over your lives. And I really hope this lesson helped to encourage you. Have a great day, third graders.